so everything's put up, and here's card 175. An old shipwreck lies on the beach in a small sandy cove. A colony of large land crabs seem to have taken residence there. Yep, sure enough. I don't see any secret hidden things on it. So, put this down. Everybody lands on it. Then we got two Roman numeral 2 cards, so we'll slap those down. Oof, only 4 actions left, or 4 action cards left before we have to shuffle the deck and things start getting dangerous. Well, they better discover something quick, or they're likely going to lose the game here anytime now. Just randomly wandering this island and never finding nothing. So, I guess we'll flip. Well, maybe we'll check this first. 1+ cards, no successes for 113. So we'll flip 1 card and check out 113. There are very few large crabs bustling around the wreck. The crabs brandish their pincers, snapping them angrily with every step you take towards their home. 3+ cards with 1 star. Banish this and replace it with 124. Lovely. So, time to use the bow again. Where we can subtract 2 cards from the cost, which is great because that would take it down to 1, and automatically give us the stars we need. So we're going to do that. There's 1 use left on the bow. After that, we'll have to use the goat. So 1 use left there, and 3 left on the raft, for whatever that's worth. And we automatically defeat the crabs. We got to flip 1 card. 2 left. So 001, banish this and replace with 124. So here's 001, meat, crustacean. Randomly take 3 cards, 6 if you have a fire, from the discard pile and shuffle them back into the action deck and return this. Oh, nice. Okay. Inside the wreck, you discover the skeleton of a man chained up in the ship's hold. You stand there wondering what could have pushed the crew to chain this man, and a feeling of uneasiness grows every moment that you imagine the prisoner's torturous, painful death. A character that is frightened and or terrified can neither take nor get involved in the following action. Well, nobody's frightened or terrified. 1+ for a single star. For a search action, you find a crate that you can open easily. Okay. Well, normally I'd say wait for fire, but we need some action. So we'll take 3 cards randomly from the discard pile and put them in the action deck and return the crab meat to the card catalog. Okay, we randomly shuffled and grabbed 3 cards, which we will stick on the bottom of the 2 cards that were remaining. So that done. We need 1+ cards flipped for 1+ successes. Well, we got to flip 1+ cards. We only have 5 left, so we are going to just flip the 1, and either we find nothing or that happens. We find a thing. At what cost, though? Take a 350, banish this, and replace it with 113. All right, 350 is this giant pack of items and random stuff. I don't know. Last time we drew a goat, so. Nimble fingers. 1 involved character may take another 350 card. Oh, well, that's nice. During the results step before totaling successes. All right. We'll give nimble fingers to, probably Frankenstein. That makes sense. And the next one is a wool blanket. Well, that's nice. For sleeping or sneaking. I don't know where sneaking comes into play unless it's an elvish wooden blanket, but all right. So here's our replacement card. The crabs have left the area. That's kind of funny. The inside of the wreck provides a good shelter from the wind and the weather. You should be able to make some fire here more easily than outside on the unprotected beach. Cool. So you can make fire here, and things are -1. It's -1 card or +1 star if you do it. I guess we'll go along the shoreline. So everybody together. Bees. Hundreds of bees are buzzing around a hollow trunk. Your stomach rumbles at the thought of all the delicious honey that must be inside. Let's see, it is a stealth action. You can only flip one card and you must get 3 successes. Well, okay. We can use our blanket, I suppose. Which applies in stealth settings. And gives us 2 stars right off the bat. So that's nice. So we'll flip 1 card, and we get 1 star. So that plus the blanket stars is 3 stars. So we get 1 3 card and a 2/2/1 card from the adventure deck. The 3 card is, of course, 1 more experience point. So here's the 2/2/1 card. Your extreme meticulousness pays off. You managed to break off a large piece of honeycomb from the hive without the bees attacking you. Yay! Honeycomb. Randomly take 6 cards from the discard pile and shuffle them back into the action deck. Yes, I think we'll be eating some honeycomb right this minute. And then discard this. So it goes into the section called the past. And now we'll randomly grab 6 of these out of the discard pile. 1, 2, 3. Good old honeycomb. 4, 5, 6. That was worth it. And it's already random anyway. We'll stick them on bottom and hope for the best. But now we're up to 3, 6, 9 cards. So we have improved our position, relatively speaking. Let's see, and we need the 120 card for right here. A river runs from an underground cave and flows into the ocean. Well, that sounds interesting. Ah, got a lot going on here. Do we see anything hidden? Let's see, there's where it rushes out of the rocks and into the ocean. Some sort of weird statue, but apparently you can't interact with it. And there's a lookout. Maybe we'll have to do the lookout. I don't know where you're going from there. That's interesting. Well, considering how everything's been going so far, I think we're just going to stick with the B route and spend 1 card for everybody to go there. Oh, that would have been nice. Oh, well. So here we are. If we spin 1 card, we can do the lookout, which seems good. And then there's only 1 path forward, 1 way out. So we'll flip 1 card for 115. Oh, that would have been nice too. There are 2 115s and then a gold 115. So let's see what we got. We'll pick this one. The cove is protected from the wind, and the calm, clear water makes it easy for you to spot quite a few fish. Depending on the number of successes you obtain, the corresponding number of 200 cards. So it might be good, might be bad, but you can go fishing. Ooh, it costs you 4 cards. I do not think we'll be doing that anytime soon. But that's nice to know. Well, I don't want to spend the limited actions we have just to backtrack and try that. So we're just going to try looking over here, and everybody's going to do it again. And we got Spider Bite. Only the active player is forced to take the following action. Oh, for each Spider Bite card that has been banished, the required number of successes is increased by 1. Alrighty. Well, I guess it had been Dimitri. So 0+ cards and 2 successes to avoid getting wounded. Let's see, if you don't do that, you have to discard 2 cards from the action deck anyway. So if we use 2 cards, here's hoping. Hey, look at that. 2 stars, which is just what we needed, luckily. The little wound seems to heal nicely. Neat. So that just goes away and nothing else happens with it. And here we have 88. There are about 300 yards between the continent and a small islet. Huh. The sea looks serene and calm. A sandbar should enable you to wade a fair distance quite safely, but it would be wise for a craft to avoid it. Oh, interesting. So we got to go sailing again. Put a 120 card or a 125 plus whatever our raft is, which I think is 5, into play in the space shown, unless it's already there. And each figure, and you move your figures there. I mean, why not? We got the boat. We're almost dead. We might as well keep on sailing. And the raft gives us +5 and 3 automatic successes, basically. And here's 130. If there is a, whatever that is, card under the satchel and journal card, you may apply the following effect. Instead of revealing this, you may return it and take the card whose number is equal to 130 plus blank from the adventure deck if available. So what is that? Is that the sail symbol? Let me see. Well, I don't know what that symbol is, so I suspect we don't have it. So let's just see what we got. Ah, that's not great. Your raft is violently shoved upward in a jet of spray. A sea mammal, a dozen feet length, has apparently decided that you and your raft look like an appetizing meal. The active player must perform the following action alone. Cool. 2+ get 6. And get 6 successes. Okay, so she's going to use her last thing on the bow. We know that. So that's 2 stars. We need 4 more stars, and we have to flip at least 2 cards. I think we'll flip 4 cards, just to be safe. And then slaughter the goat. So 1, 2. That's not helpful. 3, 4, 5.5. Crap. Well, we don't quite get there, and we burn all those cards. Ouch. Still stunned, you swim back to the shore in a hurry. The active player takes a 103 card and ditches 3 points of... so the boat's destroyed. So that destroys the boat. I mean, do we even want to use the boat with that thing out there anyway? So that gets discarded now. Well, we may be frightened standing on the beach, but we also have a goat. So we're going to flip this card and take 3 001 cards. 1, 2, 3. Do we have a fire? No, we don't. But we get 3, 6, 9 cards back by eating the goat. So back to the discard deck. We'll shuffle it up and randomly deal ourselves 9 cards. 3, 6, 9. Hope there's no curses in there, because that's what foiled our attempt to use the boat last time. Okay, so they're back on the beach. The raft is gone. She's frightened. Dimitri is just about dead. Injured, poisoned, looking great. I guess now we're just going to walk onto the sandbar, because what else can we do? The islet is narrow and uncomfortable. Apart from a few patches of red seaweed, the only type of plant is a short, sickly weed. Oh, wow, there's a lot going on. Okay, so we've got a lookout point over here, some sort of noxious-looking fumes, some penguins, which is nice, a mandatory map action, and then a way forward over there. Interesting. Okay, out here on the island, let's see, we got the mandatory map action, which is 47. We don't have to flip any cards. We don't need any successes. It's just do 47, and that's the only mandatory one. Then after that, we got that one direction we can fill in over here. So here's card 47. You're about to reach the center of the islet. Something slimy, similar to spit, lands on your face. Almost immediately, your skin begins to itch terribly. Cool, cool. A colony of shellfish are buried in the sand and do not seem to like being disturbed. It is not that their defense system is dangerous, but it's irritating. Every time a character takes an action on the terrain card that this is attached to, its number of successes is increased by 1, unless they have a card with stealth in the inventory. I don't know, do we? Because that stinks. I guess that explains all those little holes right there. Stealth. We can use our wool blanket. I don't know how that's saving us, but it is, so we'll use it when we need to. So we're safe from these things. Good old wool blanket. I guess we'll do this activity, the 46. It costs us 1 card, but we don't need any successes. I mean, there's got to be some point to all this, right? 46. There's only one 46. The eastern coast is bordered by towering cliffs that run for several miles, and you have high hopes of finding a strand further north, where you could come ashore. To the south, the ocean extends as far as the eye can see. It's another beach, huh? Sigh. That's kind of off the play, unless we absolutely have to. So I guess everybody together now finds a spiky conch shell. You have picked up a large shell, and you could blow into it for -1 card and or a star, or just 1 success during combat. Yeah, that's nice. So somebody gets to be the bard all of a sudden. Rocks peek out from under the surface of the water, and if you are careful, you should be able to get across without getting wet. Okay. It takes 3 effort to get it to do it, though. That's the price. I mean, what else are we gonna do? Okie dokie. So it takes 2 cards to get everybody off of this one. Now we're there. And it's going to take 3 more to get off of this one. And I don't see any secret stuff on it. I take it back. Dun dun dun. Look at that. 254. So we'll swap this card out with 254 and see where that leads us. You watch every step to avoid slipping on the moss and the like in the cover of some of the rocks. On your way, you notice something is stuck between the 2 reefs. Oh, and it's a 0 cost one, so we will do that. So, as I said, 2 cards to get everybody over here. This one goes away. 82, nothing on it. You pick up a bottle and break a piece of parchment tumbling out amidst the glass. Immediately after this is revealed, take 176 from the adventure deck, if available. So, 176. A treasure map. The place this map points to must certainly conceal a buried treasure. Keep your eyes open. 4 cards and to dig. Take a card whose number is equal to the number of your terrain card plus 16 from the adventure deck. If it is not the right card, return it. That's sneaky. What a fun way to do that. Treasure map in a bottle, huh? All right. And notice we still have a way to go forward here. And taking a close look at this treasure map, I assume that's what the card graphic will look roughly like on the geography, and we haven't seen that yet. Well, it's ever onwards at this point, so everybody might as well get themselves prepared to do this. Relaxed, the clouds break and the sun bathes you with its warmth. You deeply enjoy this moment. You may discard this during the result step of an action you're involved in order to apply that. Oh, that's nice. 149. The ruins of what must have at one time been a tower remain above the waterline, where it must have stood before being swallowed by the ocean. I feel like we're making some progress here. Look at all that. And still marching across. And we've got a 1-action tower we can do, but we don't need any successes. Oof. 3 cards left before we have to go into sudden death. Hope we can find something else to eat or something. Okay, quick check to make sure there's nothing hiding on this card we should know about. Does not appear so. So we've got a 1-card flip action, and other than that, move on for 2 more. I mean, what else are we going to do? I guess we'll go for it and see how it turns out. We've got enough cards to make that happen. So 1 to do the scouting. Although I suppose we could just use the success card and just automatically do it for being relaxed. But we don't need any successes at all, so 1 card. You notice an opening on one side of the tower. Now we're talking. A good portion of the building is below the surface. If you want to explore it, you may need to hold your breath for a long time. Okay, well, it turns out that that symbol that is for a different curse. We have the snowflake curse symbol. So that's for a different possibility. So there's no point in even going that way. So proceed that way, since going that way is not helpful. Okay, so we'll have Dimitri lead the way on exploring this one. And put 241 under it, because that's what's supposed to be there. Oh, a life jacket. You have laid hands on a life jacket in poor condition. So -3 cards to an anchor action, and you have to banish it, or -1 card to resting, and a star. Well, that's pretty cool. 2 rocky peaks occupy most of the islet surface. To the east, the ocean stretches endlessly. Man, there's a lot going on here. We got a lookout, a digging area, and head north. So it takes 2 cards for everybody to hoof it over there. The deck is empty. We can do the lookout for free with 158. I don't think there's any other way to recover more cards at this time. Okay, small animal tracks can be seen on the ground here. A nearby boulder is downwind from the tracks and could provide you with decent cover from which to keep watch. Depending on the number of successes, take the number of 30 cards. Reveal them if at least one involved character is bloody. You must discard one of these cards. Choose one of the remaining cards, which represents the result of your hunt. Return the other cards, and flip this to the other result, to the gold version. And it's locked. It takes 2 cards and 3+ stars to succeed. Okay, we're gonna try it because we're out of cards anyway. Zoom in here a little bit. So once your discard pile is all the way done, you shuffle it all the way up again, and we just start flipping cards from the top as we need them. If we can manage to recover more stuff or eat something and create an action deck again, that's great. The discard pile goes back in the discard bin. Otherwise, we shuffle this up and play. If we hit a curse card, the curse is caught up to us and our party is wiped out and we lose the game. So it would be great if we can hunt some stuff and hopefully provide food for this next section. We have to draw 2 cards. We need 3+ successes. And we have 1 right here. Card number 1 is a success. Card number 2 is half a success. Okay. Second chances. Discard this card in the result step. Shuffle the cards back into the deck and draw the same number of cards, adding their successes to your total. So it gets discarded, so we shuffle all these in. We've got 1 2.5 successes so far, because everything's else already shuffled. So 2.5 stars, and we get to draw, 2 more cards. 2.5 is 3, 4, 4.5 stars. So we're just shy of getting 2 cards, but we get 1 number 30. So we'll see. And we do have a bloody character, so we'll see how that goes. Here's the 30 card, and it's a predator, so we don't have to discard it for half the group being bloody at this point, or at least Dimitri being bloody. It's a strange cephalopod. We must attack. 1 card, 2 successes. You kill a little critter and get a 2. All right. We can use this to subtract the cost of 2 cards, but we can't get 2 successes without doing something. So I guess we'll flip 1 card anyway. One and a half successes. So the creature sinks its small teeth into your calf, and the player takes a 104 card. Cool, cool. So, we didn't really declare that. I probably should have. So we'll say it was Frank, who is now poisoned and injured. I mean, it kind of goes together. But his fingers were still nimble. Okay, so I put down a 1 card and stuck 312 underneath it. It has a Journey North, which requires 2 cards, which may just end the game all on its own, but we'll see. First, we see what this is. Sea urchins. The ground is covered with hundreds of little reddish creatures that look like sea urchins. You'll have to tiptoe through the colony if you want to continue. So here we go, 1+ cards. I think I'm just going to flip one and let one random person take the hit. Yep, as I figured, didn't succeed. So somebody gets 108. And it'll be Mary's a 1, Victor's the 2, Keelan's a 3, and Dimitri's the 4. Dimitri, of course, will get a 108. He can now add poisons to his collection, and we have to discard 1 card in process, so hopefully that doesn't end the game right there. No. Cool. And 312, you've reached the northern end of the archipelago. You seem to notice a strange, colorful spot in the water, but you cannot really be sure from this distance. Wow, a lot going on. I mean, that purple area seems promising. And there's penguins. Okay, first up, it takes us 2 cards to get to there. So, 1, 2, game over. Wah, 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 wah. Probably within sight of victory. Well, there you go. That concludes this adventure of Seventh Continent. While all 4 adventurers made their way all over the place, marched across the whole archipelago, and died. The curse caught up to them. They never did figure out how to get anything uncursed. Couldn't find the icy maze. Yeah. So, what do you think of the game? I think it's pretty interesting. It's definitely heavily luck-based with all the cards and whatnot, and being multiple draws and things. So if you manage to follow the right thread, you're set, and if you don't, you can't. Once you've played each curse, I'm not sure there's much point in replaying it because you know what you're looking for. Kind of like replaying a Choose Your Own Adventure. There are different aspects of it, but overall, at the end, you know what you're looking for and which page you're trying to get to. So is this a keeper? For now, yeah, I think so. It's not going to come out every day, but by the time I get through all of the curses, that'll probably be that. But yeah, I don't know if this will be my favorite game, but it's very interesting and I like it. That said, I am Ray. This is Tiny Table Games. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.